Video. I'm calling it more of a failure of President's foreign policy. The Saudi king snubs the president at the Camp David summit. And, more than that, Putin and China teaming up. Fox News contributor Gillian Turner is with us. Now, we've got these developments where our friends are walking away from us. Our enemies are getting together against us. But so far, I've not seen any impact on us here in America. Do you think we will?
I think that we absolutely will. And I also think let's not mince words about exactly what the king's refusal to attend the Camp David summit is. This is a very strong signal to the administration of his displeasure over Iran nuclear negotiations and the president's failure to really adequately back up Arab allies in the region and hedge against Iran. I think this is going to be a huge missed opportunity for the administration. We're working on a lot of things very closely with the Saudis right now, from pushing back against ISIS in Iraq and Syria to conflict in Yemen.
Another person who will not be there is the ruler of Bahrain. America's Fifth Fleet is headquartered. It's stationed in Bahrain. And I think it was 2 other Gulf Arab leaders will not be there. So 4 of the 6 leaders of Gulf Arab states, they're not going to be at this summit. Doesn't that doesn't that spell the end of any nuke deal with Iran?
Well, I think this is very quickly, this Camp David summit, becoming really a summit of foreign ministers. And in the case of Saudi, foreign ministers, and even as kind of far down the food chain as the interior minister. So it's very likely that this is going to have long-lasting repercussions for the Iran nuclear deal. When
do we pay a price? I mean, I don't think anybody in America at this point is directly affected by what's happening with Russia, China, the Middle East.
Well,
what price will we pay?
We will pay a big price in the long term, because Russia and China, as we know, readily acknowledge and understand that cyber is really the new frontier of national security. This new cyber agreement that you mentioned earlier is really not just an agreement to refrain from attacking one another. It's much more than that. They've agreed to share intelligence with one another under this agreement and share information from law enforcement communities. So it's a much bigger deal.
They are ganging up. Together, essentially looking at us as the enemy, the rivals. They're ganging up against us. Now, that's a reversal of the foreign policy which we've had since President Nixon's day. That's a complete reversal, isn't it?
It is in some regards, and in some very important regards, it's a step backwards. When we talk about this, what we really mean is the projection of U.S. power, not only regionally, but across the globe. And we talk about U.S. influence, we talk about political power, economic power. We're faltering a little bit in each of these areas. And, you know, something important here is we're seeing not only Middle East adversaries take advantage of this, but now longer-standing traditional allies that we've hedged against very well for a long time, pushing back against us, like China and Russia.
Who would have thought we'd arrive at this? Who would have thought? Gillian Turner, thank you very much indeed for joining us.